Hello, this is Saneku again with another video going over basic concepts and things to do with hammer. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about the purple charge for the hammer, also known as strength mode. And we'll talk about the differences between the purple charge and the yellow charge, my preferences and why, and we'll also go over a few more advanced combos, more specifically to help out with finishers when you get a monster knock. So let's get started. So as usual, I have my pets on wait. You can see the little bar on the bottom right. They're set to go right, where it says go, that means they're set to wait right now. And for the training, we are going to be using the head position low as opposed to high. Direction front, everything else default, and wirebugs infinite use, so we don't have to worry about cooldowns. So we might switch it just to think about cooldowns. And one more addition. In the last video, we talked about the switch skills that we currently have, which is either Silkbine's Spinning Bludgeon or Dash Breaker. I'm going to be switching it to Dash Breaker just for an example. So this will not apply to the Silkbine Spinning Bludgeon. Alright, so as mentioned before, in our very first video we went through the different charge attacks when it comes to your hammer being yellow. By that meaning, in the top left of the screen, if you can see next to your sharpness bar, you have a yellow hammer there. And you have a full set of charge attacks to go along with that yellow hammer. Once we hold down ZR to charge and we press the A button, we'll pump our hammer a little bit and it'll start glowing purple. Now we have a purple hammer in the top left of the screen. And this is called strength mode. There will be another mode in the future, but for right now we only have strength mode. So this is another mode that gives you a different set of charge attacks, slight variations to what you would have with a normal hammer. Probably just switch back and forth to show the differences. So we'll just go through the string of different charges that you can do with the normal hammer, as well as follow-ups again. So for yellow hammer, when you start charging with a level 1 charge, you get a forward dash, and then a charge follow-up, which is like an upswing into your usual combo. With the purple hammer at level 1, you get the same swing, but a much wider follow-up swing, a power-up swing, and then into the typical combo. Switching back to level 2, or to yellow hammer for level 2, you get this forward dash, which goes into our typical overhead smash combo into upswing. With purple level 2, you get a different sort of dash. You kind of get some airtime with your attack, but same thing, go into the overhead smash, into the upswing combo. And then level 3, where it varies the most, you either have your standstill charge big bang swing, which you can go back into another charge, or you can roll out of. Or if you get to level 3, and you're holding a direction, you'll go into a spinning bludgeon, where you get a variety of options afterwards to continue your attack hitting the monster. If you want a recap on all of those, make sure to go back to the first tutorial video. And then with the purple hammer at level 3, standing still rather than just an upswing and a downswing, you get 2 spins in a downswing. And you let go of level 3 and not holding a direction. And then when you're holding a direction, you get this forward dash, which is an upswing to a downswing. Similar to the standing still level 3 of the yellow version. So those are the different variations, but what are the other differences in these modes? Well, going back to the normal yellow hammer, when you do this normal charge swing, you can get about 27 damage with this basic hammer right here. But then with the purple, you get 43 damage, so additional damage on the follow-ups. So as strength suggests, in a lot of cases, the attacks are stronger. What you would get with the usual yellow hammer in terms of the charge attacks. I'll have to double check information. That was just 28. This was 39. And then the variation in the level 3 charges also depends on what kind of playstyle that you want. One more thing I want to check. And as I talked about in the video before, when you're charged up and you use the impact crater silk mine, that does 188. Let's see if there's a different knock it out just so that 188. Just like missing depending on the affinity, it's about the same. It doesn't impact the impact crater at all. Now, in terms of preferences with which mode that I would use, and this is of course personal opinion, I generally lean towards the purple hammer because of a few things. One, the extra or additional strength on the attack is helpful. I don't know the stun numbers on any of the swings, but generally it does feel like you can get KOs a bit quicker when you switch to this mode. Someone else that knows numbers probably knows the specifics, but that's just a feeling for me. But most importantly, I guess for me, is that the level 3 charge is what I'm the most comfortable with. I was never big on the spinning charge just because when monsters move and you're stuck in this sort of animation for a long time, not ideal. But when you are switched over to here, it's just a quick 2 swing and then you can get out. If you know a monster's staying still, you have plenty of time for this. That's also good. And then the very last thing that I like about being in Purple Hammer has to do with the combo that I'm going to explain. And this is a knockdown combo that I like to do when monsters are stunned or when I get a KO on them. So getting a KO is a good opportunity to get a lot of damage in because you know the monster is going to stay still. So usually when it comes to combos like these, I like to see how I try to do all my big finishing damage moves, especially get the impact crater involved, which is this move, which does the most damage. I want to make sure I can get other damage in as well. So what I usually end up doing, and I'll explain this later, is this. Let me get a I'll do something like this. So let me try to explain what I just did right there. So I tried to get as much damage as I could Depending on what I'm feeling, I either go for a level 3 charge, real big bang, or I do just the regular big bang, which is pressing A over and over again. And then right after, I want to get like a maximum damage impact crater on the monster. So then rather than waiting to get all the way back to level 3 on this charge and then do the impact crater, which will take too much time, I take advantage of the fact that when I'm switching from purple hammer to yellow hammer, it automatically takes me to level 3 on yellow hammer. So that's going to be much faster than charging all the way up to level 3 there. And then once I switch hammers, I do the impact crater, so I get those additional hits at the end. Now this takes some time getting used to, but that's just to explain why I do like to be in purple hammer most of the time, because I take advantage of switching to that yellow hammer, and as soon as my combo is done with the impact crater on the yellow hammer, I just switch back to purple hammer. Continue attacking that way. I believe that's everything. There is one more technique that has to do with that purple hammer to yellow hammer switch, but I haven't practiced it, or I don't use it super often. But just want to let you know that it is an option, and I'm not sure if it'll work with projectiles. But when you are switching from purple to yellow hammer, you do have a small bit of time of what we call iframes, so time of invincibility where things can't hurt you. I'm not sure if I can time it here. Maybe you can't do it with projectiles. Oh, there we go. It's a very tight timing, but you can do it. Then you can switch back to the other hammer and avoid some damage. I don't know at that time. I'll have to do it early. Yeah, so if you do it a little early, then you can dodge through the projectiles. So that's another benefit of being in purple hammer. You can use it in this moment where we don't have our counter yet. You can also use that to your advantage. A little more of an advanced technique, and I don't expect you to be utilizing it in like your everyday hammering, but just something that you can keep in mind with that. And even if you don't have time for that finisher combo that I mentioned before, being able to switch into the yellow hammer at level 3 just to do some quick damage is still beneficial. So that's just why I generally like staying in the purple hammer. Of course, this is just a personal preference. I know a lot of people like the spinning attack, where I am not as much of a fan of it. Yeah, that's not to say one is better than the other. It's all a matter of preference and playstyle. Okay, so I believe that's all I have to explain for this part of the video. I believe I'm out of stuff to explain. Oh wait, I do have one more thing. I guess there's the dash breaker thing I have to explain. So the dash breaker can help you get into positions for those finishers, just like switching to the yellow hammer. I'm gonna do dash breaker right now. get close to the monster, hold my charge again. I'm already at level 3. Do that, and then go into whatever kind of finisher you want. These are good things to kind of practice in the training room before you go out and do a monster fight. So just keep that in mind. So I guess in terms of talking about preferences, I do prefer at this point Dash Breaker over the Spinning Bludgeon. The Spinning Bludgeon is very good for monsters that like to fly a lot, so that you can still get hits on them while waiting for them to calm down or to knock them down. But in the terms of the fighting style where you're really like getting close to the monster, really grounded, I feel like Dash Breaker helps a bit more. Oh, I think that fly has some hits. Okay, so that, I believe that's the last thing I want to talk about. Okay, thank you again for watching. I appreciate it. And now I believe I've run out of things to talk about with Hammer until we get some more switch skills. So I'll keep playing and progressing in the game. And then talk about more switch skills as they come by. That way you're not overwhelmed with information all at once with things that you don't even have access to. Okay, but that's going to be it for me right now. And until next time, take care. Bye bye.